This free step-by-step video comes to you directly from Haynes. You can complete more than 200 jobs on this vehicle when you purchase the complete Haynes online manual at haynes.com.
Rear brake pads renewal. Using the tool provided, remove the wheel bolt covers where fitted. Using the locking wheel bolt adapter where necessary, slacken each of the bolts half a turn. Locate the jack head under the lower arm, then raise the vehicle until the tyre is clear of the ground. Place axle stands in the correct position. Lower the vehicle onto the axle stands, then remove the jack. Fully unscrew the bolts and remove the wheel. Where applicable, disconnect the brake pad wear sensor wiring plug and release the wiring from the retainer on the brake caliper. Pull down the handbrake operating lever on the brake caliper and disengage the handbrake cable end fitting from the lever. Release the handbrake outer cable from the caliper bracket. Slacken and remove the caliper upper and lower guide pin bolts. Retain the wiring support bracket if fitted to the upper bolt. Discard the guide pin bolts. New bolts must be used on refitting. Lift the caliper away from the brake pads and suspend it from a suitable place under the wheel arch using cable ties or similar. Do not allow the caliper to hang unsupported on the flexible brake hose. Prise the brake pads from the caliper mounting bracket, then remove the lower and upper anti-rattle springs. Prior to fitting the pads, use brake cleaner on the pad location points and check that the guide pins are free to slide easily in the caliper bracket and that the rubber guide pin gaiters are undamaged. Brush the dust and dirt from the caliper and piston. Inspect the dust seal around the piston for damage and the piston for evidence of fluid leaks, corrosion or damage. If new pads are being fitted, it will be necessary to retract the piston fully into the caliper bore by rotating it in a clockwise direction at the same time as pushing it. Special tools are readily available for this task. While the caliper is being retracted, clamp off the flexible brake hose leading to the caliper, then connect a brake bleeding kit to the caliper bleed screw. Open the bleed screw as the piston is retracted. The surplus brake fluid will then be collected in the bleed kit vessel. Close the bleed screw just before the caliper piston is pushed fully into the caliper. This should ensure no air enters the hydraulic system. Fit the upper and lower pad retainers to the caliper mounting bracket, ensuring that they are correctly located. Place the new brake pads in position in the caliper bracket. Where applicable, the inner pad is equipped with a wear sensor. If the threads of the new guide pin bolts are not already coated with locking compound, apply a suitable thread locking compound to them. Press the caliper into position, then install the bolts, tightening them to the specified torque setting. Don't forget to fit the wiring support bracket if fitted to the upper bolt. Where applicable, reconnect the brake pad wear sensor wiring plug and secure the wiring to the retainer on the brake caliper. Depress the brake pedal repeatedly until the pads are pressed into firm contact with the brake disc and normal, non-assisted pedal pressure is restored. Reconnect the handbrake cables to the calipers and adjust the handbrake as described in Chapter 9, Section 12 of your Haynes manual. Refit the rear wheels and refit the wheel bolts. Lightly tighten the wheel bolts. Jack up the vehicle and remove the axle stands. The vehicle can now be lowered to the ground. Tighten the wheel bolts to the specified torque. Where applicable, refit the wheel bolt covers.